Hello everyone, today is a more unique kind of video as we will be going over my entire Fnaf Plush collection. Besides this guy, which I do own, but I forgot to record it and now it's in a box for all eternity. But yeah, tons of people are making these big Fnaf merch collection videos, so I figured I would do one since we're kind of at a turning point with Fnaf stuff. So it seems like it would be a good time to take a break and look at all that has been accomplished thus far. So, with that, let's look at my wide assortment of scary stuffed animals. Alright, here they all are, and wow. Yep, I sure do have a lot of these, though, considering how many are made, I definitely am missing a ton of them. But, you know, for plushes, I usually always just pick characters that I enjoy, you know. It's not really about the, oh, gotta collect them all. It's more so just, oh, I think that one looks neat. But yeah, so I thought what would be fun is to show off all these guys, but also explain the story of how I got them or memories I have with them. And, you know, I kind of put them in chronological order of how I got them with a few exceptions. So I thought that would be fun because it would make it a bit more personal. I mean, like, because I'm sure there's a million channels with like 5 billion plushes, so I thought I would share my perspective a bit. So, alright, so settle on in and let's get started with Possessed Fredbear, Bootleg Freddy. Yeah, remember back in the day when you were like 12 and Sanchi was the only like good plush brand, and then you wanted to buy it, so you went on eBay, and then it was this. So, basically, that was the big thing. Sanchis were expensive, but they were pretty cool. But you could also find a ton of listings on eBay, and then that caused all sorts of things. Basically, I bought this, thinking it was gonna be a fake. But I thought, hey, even if it is fake, I'll still like it. It doesn't matter if it's official, if it's, like, cool plush. And, yeah, cool. I honestly it did not take long for me to, I guess, grow out of this, but I still thought it was fun. It was nice to have, like, for a little bit, and with that, I also got the Bootleg Foxy. This one I think is iconic. I think a lot of people used this back in the day. I still can't get over the big flat eye. Meanwhile, he has tiny but bulgier eyes. So that's pretty funny. No tail, but he doesn't have that either. But yeah, I think I got these both at the same time because I was like, sure, let's see what we get. And I did like them for a bit, but I eventually wanted to upgrade. I did make a video with these. Oh, wait, hang on. And then I finally got the Bootleg Bonnie. By the way, I had to fish these out of my closet where I banished all 3 of these. So I was originally not gonna get the bootlegs, but if you can see that, I think that's Bootleg Freddy's foot. There might be hope over after all. I got Freddy out. I think. Yeah, oh my gosh, I can't believe these are still in here. All right, I think Foxy. Or is that just more red? I don't know. I'll see. Well, I kind of took everything down with it, but found the Bootleg Foxy to show you, and I'm just gonna immediately throw it back in the closet after this. So yeah, I think I just got Bonnie because I was bored on eBay and just said screw it, and then it looked way worse than I thought it did, and it's just like, since I don't have, I have some bootlegs. I had some Undertale ones, but that's not what this video is about. But still, it's like, it's weird. It's weird how just off they are, but it's like a physical object. Like, doesn't this look like it would be like a meme post drawing of Bonnie? But like it's real. That's kind of weird to me. But it has its charm. But yeah, this is when I started. I actually made a video on these teasing a Fredbear plush review. That video didn't come out because I realized that I didn't censor things that needed to be censored. So that's kind of going to be the other thing about this video. It's going to be a long one, but I also kind of want to review the plushies that I haven't done a review on, because all I really did was a review on the sister location ones. So yeah, but I thought I'd talk about these. yeah, they're wonky, flat eyes, and all that stuff. Alrighty then, let's move on to the next, with the Possessed Fredbear plush. This is the first FNAF plush I've ever owned, which is really cool looking at what has been accomplished since then. I always wanted this one because it's the one FNAF plush that's like actually important to the lore. Yes, there's a Freddy plush on the bed. Yes, all the other plushies do appear in FNAF 4 and are important. But this is like the plush. And yeah, this Fredbear is of course very unique because it was limited edition back in the day. And you still can't technically get this. You can now get a new Fredbear plush that does have the little speaker thing, which is cool, but you can't get this specific one. And honestly, I like this one a lot more than the current one. So I'm glad people can get one, but I will say I do think the original's nice, and I'm very happy I have it because it's very expensive now. And, you know, there is another guy who did get a second chance, so I'm glad there are people that are getting these plushes. I mean, it's been several years, like, come on. But yeah, this is honestly the perfect FNAF plush. If I could only have one of these plushes, I honestly think it's this. Just because of the lore significance, it was my first, and it's just a solid thing. I like the purple and all that. Sorry about how it looks kind of dark. 2 of my light bulbs burnt out immediately after replacing them. I don't know what's happening with that, but maybe it's all the FNAF energy in the room. It's all the Freddys are powering down the lights. But yeah, I really like this guy. My only thing is that he doesn't feel super soft anymore, which I remember is something people were talking about years ago. And this loose thread, but honestly, I kind of like it for that. Then we got Foxy, and I really like this one too. He's got so much dust and dirt from being on my shelf. It's kind of funny how it's like, oh my gosh, it's like the withered animatronics. But yeah, I really like this one. I like his face, like, really? You really thought that would work? His ears are very floppy and the wrong ways, but you know, it's good enough. I actually got this plush from a like Sanchi did like a mystery plush that was cheaper than all their other stuff, and it was like a good discount, and it could be from anything, not just FNAF. But I took a chance, and I was really hoping it would be a FNAF plushie, and it was. I got Foxy, and that's pretty awesome. I was hoping for Chica, but yeah. And by the way, all these plushies still have their tags on them. The good thing about these, though, is I could take them off and put them back on. But yeah, I really like this one, and yeah, it would be cool. By the way, Chica's the only other Sanchi. I think it would be cool to get the other Sanchi ones I'm missing, you know, actual Freddy. I don't know, it's just kind of on my to-do list, but it is pretty funny. I actually don't own a regular Freddy and a regular Bonnie. Like, I just flat out, you're not going to find them here. But we do have Chica, and honestly, Chica's not one of my favorite characters. You can probably tell by, I think this is the only Chica plush I have, actually. But I love this Sanchi one. It's just very cute looking. I like the big duck lips and chicken lips, and the cupcake is really awesome. And it's a magnet, so you can do stuff with the Hex guys, probably. But yeah, this one has always been good. The story with this one is that I had to move a bunch of wood onto a platform and then kind of stack it. And then, if I did that, I would get a reward. And I don't really know how it worked out, but I wanted this Chica and I think the Chica construction set. I don't really know why, like, that one specifically. But that's what I wanted. And what happened was I badly cut my foot on the wood. So, I mean, I definitely did do a good lot of work, but I definitely, like, went home sick with injury. I'm really glad I got these, because even though Sanchi is back now, like, remember, guys, they were gone for a long time. Alright, next we got Toy Freddy, even though it's literally just regular Freddy, but with toy features, almost like it's the Photoshop edit thing. But honestly, I really like this one. This one's GameStop exclusive. I don't remember if I I'm pretty sure I just found it at GameStop, and I was like, oh, cool, Toy Freddy, I like this. And I think I just got it. Now, these are loosely in order of when I got them, but I'm actually not too sure about how I had some of these, because I'm honestly pretty sure that Nightmare, Foxy, and Cupcake were the ones I got after this. But I'm kind of also doing them in order of series. Whatever, I'll just stick with it. But yeah, I definitely know Toy Freddy was one of the earlier ones, and I really do like this plush. Is it Toy Freddy, really? No, not at all, honestly, but I do think it looks nice. It's just, I like the darker colors too. I feel like that's almost more accurate to regular Freddy than the Freddy actual plush. Again, don't have a reference for you because I don't have it, but you can tell how these ones are lighter brown, so take that for what you will. But yeah, pretty good plush. I definitely like him. And next we got Springtrap. Now, I like Springtrap. I don't remember how fond I was of this plush. I think even I knew it had problems, but I think I just really like the wires. I think that's really cool, especially how they break off at the end. So, yeah, I think this one's pretty good. I know it has, like, issues, but I do think it's a pretty nice one. The funny story about this is that my dad got me two on accident, or maybe he got me one when I already had one. I don't remember exactly, but I do find it pretty funny how I do have two of these. So I just kind of have that in storage in case, I don't know if I'll sell it or do whatever with it. Hey, so I'm actually in my basement looking through stuff because I'm trying to find craft supplies. Look who I found. Here's that other Springtrap. Still got the tag. Look at the nostalgia. I never watched any of these YouTubers. Look, got the classic bendy figures, Cat Luigi. Back when mystery minis were so that's pretty cool. Just thought I'd throw that in there. But it's fun. It would be cool to make a toxic Springtrap if I wanted to try to make a custom plush, which is possible, but yeah. Overall, pretty nice though. And then, alright, we're kind of getting at the good ones right at the start, but hey, that's the order. We have Shadow Freddy, and that's right, it is the original release. I am happy that this did come back in stores. Is it kind of lame being like, oh, my super rare plushie? A little, but that's what I have Fredbear for, so it's good. But it's fine either way. Honestly, what I'm more upset about is that the re-release has that hook on his head. I would go insane because obviously I would not remove that hook if I had this. If I had the new one, and that would drive me bonkers. So I'm still really happy with this guy. I remember that even back then, around the time this came out, this guy was still rare. Not as rare as it is now, but it was literally like $50, which is a lot. Like Sanchi's what, 30 and this is 50? But one day my parents did surprise me and they did order it for me. I don't know, I think they bought it like secondhand. I don't know. I just knew one day I got a package and there he was. And I still really like this guy. I love the purple look to him. It's just such a cool color scheme. Even though, like, I mean, this is Shadow Freddy, but still based on the classic Freddy look. And but I still really like it. Honestly, I really do like classic Shadow Freddy, obviously, even though I don't think he actually exists at any point. But yeah, I really like this plush. I'm really happy to have him. I'm keeping the tag on, of course, but I think I'll always like him and Fredbear, and actually a lot of these guys. Well, a lot of the guys that we already went through, I'm definitely going to keep. All right, another exclusive with Funtime Foxy with very, very incorrect eyes. Now, this one, it's Target exclusive. And I think I did just go to Target and I saw it and I was like, oh, it's a rare exclusive and Funtime Foxy, that's cool. And I think I just got it. Like, and I do think it's cool. I'm still happy to have this because it's just, obviously it feels so weird with the metal flaky feel. But I think it's cool. And I get that's not like the Shadow Freddy. It's not like Withered Phantom Foxy how it should, but I don't know. I get it. They are like cheaper variants, but hey, I still think it's pretty good, and I definitely like that one. On another side of the spectrum, we have Toy Bonnie, one of the more infamous ones. This one's Hot Topic exclusive. I didn't mind this. I got this excited, like, yeah, Toy Bonnie. I mean, yes, he could be a lot better, but I think I just like how all his features are there, like the eyes, the mouth, the cheeks. But he does have that look. He has, yeah, it's not the best. One I've definitely always liked is Mangle. Now, this one is cool. It's a Walmart exclusive. I'm glad I have the tags, otherwise I would literally not remember at all. And honestly, I like this one. If I'm being completely honest, I really do like the idea of a Mangle plush, but that's like, or just like Mangle stuff, but it still has a body, but it kind of fuses it in a weird way. Kind of like that weird hanger, and I get that's weird, but I don't know, like, even for a Hex plush, I feel like it would be really cool to do like a kind of mashup design. But, I mean, obviously it's good to go with the more like actual Mangle look. And of course, Mangle plush that actually looks like Mangle is awesome. And that's a really cool thing. But I will say, I do kind of like having a more composed version. So I definitely like this one a lot. It's weird, but I like it. The teeth pattern, I guess it doesn't pick up on camera, but if I look really closely, it looks kind of like it's, I guess it's not really cracking. It's fine. I don't even know if this is the material that does that. I hope not. But yeah, I don't remember if there's a story with this one. I think it was just flat out at Walmart, and I bought it. So yay, I like this one. I like Mangle plushes. Next up is a classic, the Cupcake. This one's not exclusive, right? I don't think so. I think there was an exclusive Nightmare Cupcake, which I did see in store, but I passed on. I also passed on Toy Chica. Yeah, back in the day, FNAF merch was easy to find, so everything was kind of readily available. But yeah, just a nice cupcake. I just liked it, you know? What more can you say? Nice design, has the candle. I would say, I really do want a cupcake plush of FNAF 1 Cupcake, which, yes, that movie Cupcake is awesome, but it's like, what, like 35, 40 bucks. So, you know, I'd rather wait, or I want a smaller one, so hopefully someone does that. I mean, I guess Dawko did, so I don't know. And then we have Nightmare Foxy. Rah! I remember this one was just also at Walmart. I think I got Nightmare Foxy and the Cupcake at Walmart at the same time. I might have also gotten Mangle at the same time, which would make sense, but I'm not terribly sure. I do get that these are kind of just like, it's just FNAF 1 Foxy, but he's all scraggly looking. And yeah, but I don't know. I think they're cool. I always liked how this one's just like, I guess the fun story is I did make that like one FNAF Plush show episode, which I never made any like actual successors to, where I use this as a joke of him getting angry, which I do like. So yeah, this is one of the first. I honestly might have gotten this one after Fredbear, if I'm being honest. So, but again, I'm trying to do it loosely in order, loosely in the same series. But yeah. And then one that I keep being shocked I actually own is Nightmare Bonnie. And the reason why I'm shocked is because it's a Toys R Us exclusive. Now, as you could probably assume, I was a big Toys R Us kid, but I never really saw much FNAF merch at my Toys R Us. Or maybe if they did have stuff, it was stuff I already had. I do remember finding this and being like, oh crap, I gotta get this just because it's like, I think I did, this was one of the few plushes back then I did buy just because it was rare. And I still really like it. I honestly really do. I'm really happy I own this. And I know there's a jumbo one, which, yeah, I only have that. But yeah, that concludes wave 1 and 2 of the FNAF plushies. I mean, I only had like a few of the first wave, but I got a lot of the second wave, because second wave was pretty good, all things considered. But yeah, I guess another story is I also could have gotten the Golden Freddy Walmart exclusive, but I passed on it because I got Fredbear instead. Which I'm sure that Golden Freddy's probably rare now too, but I don't know, I had Fredbear, so I was fine with letting that one go. Alright, now let's get into the sister location wave. A wave that I have every single plush of for what's considered the worst FNAF wave of all time. But I was really big on sister location as a kid, okay? I actually made a full comprehensive review in 2 parts spanning across 4 years, I think. So I'll keep it short. Exotic Butters. Now, I think this one is funny. It's a Hot Topic exclusive, which is funnier. I like how the butters can be removed. That's just a cool feature. I remember years ago how I used to display this is because, you know, it was like a meme. Is I always put Ennard in the butter thing like that. That's how I used to display this on my shelf. And while these guys are on my shelf, they're usually hidden behind other characters. But yeah, honestly, it's so stupid, but I do like the exotic butters. I find it funny. I'm one of the people that enjoyed the memes. I never got old of it, so yeah. Funtime Freddy. Yeah, I don't know who thought that was okay. Honestly, I still kinda like Funtime Freddy. I like how the Bonbon plush is like propped up, and I like how it's, I don't know, I just like how it's like, even though there's better, I kind of do like seeing a Funtime Freddy in like the classic FNAF plush style. It could be done a lot better, but I don't know. If I kept one sister location plushie from like these, actually, never mind. All right, and then we have Funtime Foxy. I like this one a lot. I really like the tail. That's a cool thing. I never understood the eyes from the snout being, like, detached. I always thought that was weird, like, yeah, see, there you go. Oh, perfect. All the problems are solved forever now. But, yeah, I think this one's a good one. Obviously, good in terms of sister location plushies of this kind. But, I don't know. I definitely, maybe I do like these, but it's honestly these two were these three, I guess, were always, like, my favorite. Then we get to the others. Ennard, by the way, these three are separate because I actually got these three first and then these arrived later. Ennard's bad. Like, my main complaint is how they just made this, like, a full head. Like, just make this, like, black fabric at least. The eye is stupid. I hate how it's like the button is just a circle, like it was unfinished. Why does he have Nutter Butter arms? All of these questions and more will never be answered. So yeah, Ennard's not great. I really want like a proper Ennard plushie. I'm sure it'll happen. Rah! What is this garbage? So, yeah, Ballora. Arms are in the neck. That's disgraceful. She doesn't have a nose, which is weird. It's just bad. It's just bad. It's not even bad in the sense like, I don't know. And actually, wait, I was about to say, I don't know what they could do better. But wait, I know exactly what they could have done better because the prototype looked way better. The arms were raised and everything. Like, the prototypes actually look a lot better than the originals. Okay, not a lot, but they definitely had improvements. Like, Funtime Freddy had buttons and now doesn't. Baby had circles on her hands and now doesn't. And it's like these plushies that were already so cheap feeling somehow cut even more corners, which is just kind of sad, honestly. But yeah, I would say Baby is the nicest one. It is fun to point out how the head was reused for Help Wanted, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, overall, well, we do have 2 more to go, but I kind of consider these separate because I got them first. But, yeah, I just wanted them all. I was so big on Sister Location. I got all the Sister Location merchandise. I even got the minifigures, man. The minifigures. Sadly, I don't actually own all the mystery minis. I only own 3 of them, in fact. And I actually did get a full case of those mystery minis back in the day as a birthday present. But I got the more FNAF 4 side of things, which I do appreciate more now, but still lame how I'm missing Funtime Foxy and Ennard. I still kind of hope to maybe get them secondhand someday. Well, I don't think I'm going to get them firsthand. Alright, and moving along, we got the Bonet plush. Technically, I should have talked about her in the last segment, but I don't know. I just really wanted to have this be more separate because I got it way after the other ones. I don't know if specifically directly after like I have in the list, but I knew it took a while, and that's because back in the day we went to our Walmart and I was trying to get all the Sister Location plushies, but then when we got there, there was none. And I was like, oh shoot, I guess they don't have them. But then when we were at the checkout, I saw another kid who had the plushies, including the Bonet exclusive. And I was like, ah! I mean, again, I was a lot younger at the time. But honestly, I don't know if you guys seen the classic Christmas animated series that has 2 episodes of Prep and Landing. But there's this joke of a character named Peterson who always steals stuff under the main guy's nose. And there's a joke where the brother's like, too bad that Peterson kid took the last one. And I just find that funny because now I always called him the Peterson kid because he took the last one. I mean, I didn't really actually hold anything against this child, but again, I was also a child at the time. But I kind of just been like, I wonder what day he will strike next. But I basically always use that excuse whenever I'm trying to find something before someone else might. I just like, we gotta get there before Peterson. You never know when he strikes twice. So I just find that funny, how it's a running joke, and all thanks to freaking Bonet. Eventually, I did find a Bonet plush at Walmart. I'll be honest, I don't think I even wanted it that much, but I knew if I didn't get it, I would like regret it forever, because it was like my second chance. And I do like it. It's really nice. I like the pink. It's very cute and silly, even though it has a bit of like an unhinged nature about it. Alright, now here's where things get interesting, because after Sister Location, I did not really collect much of the FNAF plushies. And that's because, what were the FNAF plushies that came out again? Oh yeah, the black lights, which were the same. Though I did get some of the other merch and made a video on it. And I actually think I considered getting a Blacklight Freddy blue plush. But I didn't, so oh well. Then the twisted ones. Those were stupid. And I believe that brings us to FNAF 6, where I have 2, technically 3 of the characters. Now, Rockstar Freddy and Helpy, I didn't really ask for. A few years ago, I had to get foot surgery because I was told that if I didn't, I wouldn't be able to walk when I'm 30 years old. That wouldn't be good. So I had this scooter that had a basket on it, and what I would do is I would scoot around, but I remember, I believe my sister got me these 2 plushies, and I ended up putting them in the basket. I don't actually you know what? Now that my memory's been jogged, I think it was my birthday. Or if it wasn't my birthday, I think it was just, I was getting some gift basket, and I think these 2 were in it, and I just remember I always put these 2 in the basket as the buddies. I just like his design. He's like a mix of Freddy, Toy Freddy, and Fredbear, so that's always nice. And I really do like Helpy. He has a pretty good design. I do like the bigger version more, obviously, because it has more room for detail. As far as like actual FNAF 6 characters go, these really are like the only ones I really wanted, so that's all I got. That brings us to Spring Bonnie. Now, the cool thing about Spring Bonnie is that, well, it looks good. I don't know. This was just like a really cool plush to kind of just like, whoa, it's just there. Like, to just kind of come out of nowhere. Like, I do think that it would have been better if it had like the regular Bonnie eyes, but I think we all know that they eventually switched this flatter design. And I think they did that because even though they puff out a little, there has to be something that makes it either more expensive or more complicated to give them the puffy eyes. Because they didn't do them for Toy Chica, and then they kind of were just, like, on their way out, I guess. Because, like, after, with Sister Location, none of the characters had the popping out eyes, and then with FNAF 6, it's like they compromised on the eyes, which is so weird, but it has to be a marketing thing. And this is also, this might be spoilers for a future project. When looking up fabric and stuff for a project I have planned, I do realize you are pretty limited to the amount of colors you can find, and that made me realize maybe that's why so many plushies like Funko, they have inaccurate colors just because they either can't find the thread or that's they can't be bothered, it's too expensive. Honestly, with Funko, I wouldn't be surprised if they just made merch based on whatever Scott approved of and then called it a day. Because that kind of like seems like a lot of the plushies, they're just like kind of the bare minimum, like good enough. But yeah, anyway, this Spring Bonnie is really good. The only reason I bought this was because my friend wanted one, and it was like a whole thing, like they were restocked on Hot Topic's website, but you had to be quick. So I honestly just bought one in case they didn't get one. But honestly, I still really liked it, so I was like, hey, either I give this to them or I just keep it. So now I keep it. Yay! And by the way, we'll get to the big guys afterwards, and I'll explain where they fall in the timeline. Let's talk about Lolbit, the last Sister Location plush. Now, I really love this plush. I love Lolbit's color scheme. I love how this has the tail and everything. I love how the eyes, like, even though they are off, like, they look fine enough. Also there you go, fixed again. But yeah, this one has another crazy story, which I've talked about a lot of these stories in the videos where I have these plushes. But yeah, for Lolbit, I was really wanting this one for a while, but it was like impossible to get. It was exclusive, or maybe it wasn't exclusive, it just was like mysterious, like you couldn't find it. But then one day, the YouTuber TNT Muffin told everyone, like, hey, it's back in stock at Walmart. And I was like, what? And so I bought it, and then a few days later, I actually got it. It's pretty funny, too, because my friend was at my house when I got it. So, I mean, honestly, they were there for a few days, so they honestly could have been there for the ordering and receiving process. But I remember, it was pretty cool to share that experience with them, to get such a crazy plush. Because I think I found it when, like, watching videos late at night or something, and then, like, saw people talking about it. So, yeah, this one has, like, some memories to it, and I just think it's a really great one. Now, as you might have noticed, the next one is Frostbear, which is quite a jump in the timeline. Well, let's see. Okay, because after FNAF 6, there were Easter ones, and then the Halloween ones, I guess. Which the Fredbear plush was pretty good. I think I considered buying it, but I didn't. Oh, the security breach wave. Yeah, I didn't buy any of those. So, yeah, that was like probably the biggest break in plushies. But I found this Freddy Frostbear at 5 and below. And you know what? It's pretty good. I really like this one. I like the blue color scheme. The sunken eyes work for it. It says Walmart exclusive. I did not buy this at Walmart. It was at 5 below. And I guess the cool story about that is I believe at the same time I bought FNAF AR Mystery Mini, and I got freaking Livewire Freddy from that. And that's the only time so far I've gotten a 1 in 72 FNAF Mystery Mini. So that's pretty cool. And this is a pretty cool plush. I do like it, even though the stupid hat texture's like the worst thing ever. But I think they did that because they needed to iron on this thing. the mistletoe. I think the only way they were able to iron that on was to put it on this material. I don't know if that's science at all, but yeah. All right, and then to wrap up the mini Funkos, I got the Christmas line. Now, if you watched the one Christmas video, I did review these a bit in that one, because I got a bunch of the Christmas FNAF merchandise. Some of it I got myself, almost all of it I didn't. In fact, I'll explain the story in a minute. But first, let's just review these guys. Yes, they are using the new Funko style, and yes, they would probably look better if they used the old. I don't get what's the deal with the triangle ears. It's like, wow, like you couldn't make it round. That's where we were at this point. But I honestly love it. I love the cheeks. I love the red nose. And yeah, the suit is printed on, but I don't really care. The hat's like has that more sparkly texture, but wait. There's like a flap in here. Is his ear actually underneath? Maybe someone dissected it or something. I don't know. But yeah, I really like that. And honestly, I really like these just because when it's Christmas time, I'm gonna want to like display these. So it's cool to have like all of them, you know. Except I don't have Nutcracker Foxy because it was a Walmart exclusive. I got these at GameStop. Elf Bonnie, pretty good. I like the color scheme, even though it's a bit accurate. He looks like he's freezing in the cold. I like how his elf hat's like in the center. I like how it's like more unique. I like the elf boots. They didn't have to do that, but they did. And the fur texture, they're all very shiny. It's kind of adds to that like nostalgia Christmas shininess. Gingerbread Foxy. This one is pretty nice. I find the teeth. Oh yeah, that's right. The teeth stick up. Yeah, that's the fact they're going up. They're literally going all the way in the opposite direction. And honestly, I never liked the Foxy hooks when they do this because it's a piece of felt. They're awesome when they're fully made, like the Withered Foxy Hex Plush. But yeah, I like the embroidery. I like Gingerbread Foxy for having like the outline. So yeah, and the tail. That's pretty funny. Yeah, I like that. And then finally, Snow Chica. This one's a very unique one, how it has no legs. But and honestly, they could have, because there is a legs design. But I kind of like how the non-action figure ones are just kind of regular snowman. And I really like this one because the fuzzy texture is really soft. And it is pretty silly and cute looking. I really like this one a lot, honestly. So, yeah, I like displaying those during Christmas time. Oh, before I forget, I also do have the Freddy pillow pet, and you might notice what happened to the tag. I thought these all had tags. Well, the tag ripped off because I use this as a pillow, and you know that just happens sometimes. Usually it's not a problem, so that was very surprising, honestly. But yeah, it was a huge tag, and now I'm kind of glad, so I can just like kind of enjoy the pillow. So yeah, that's pretty funny. So let's get into the big boys. So again, I don't remember the exact order, but let's start with the giant Nightmare Freddy. Now, this was on Hot Topic's website. It's Hot Topic exclusive. And yeah, I knew it wasn't like the best Freddy plush, especially how it's Nightmare Freddy, but like just with the teeth. But I don't know, something about it with the red eyes and everything, I just thought was super cool, and I wanted it. I don't even have the normal Nightmare Freddy, but I really wanted this one because, I don't know, I think it's cool. I think it's nice to have a giant one where it's like all spooky and scary. So yeah, I mean, it still has the problems with like, yeah, that teeth is weird and you can't really see it, but hey, seeing it from there, that's kind of like, So, that's pretty cool. I definitely like this guy. Then we have Funtime Foxy. I'm gonna be honest, for the longest time, I could not for the life of me remember where I got this from or why I bought it. Because I do like Funtime Foxy, but like, really? Enough to get the 16-inch? Is this exclusive? No, it's not even exclusive. But I do remember I did get this at GameStop on Black Friday. So, I can understand why I got this. It's still fun. It's kind of one of those items where it's just like so weird that I have it but don't think about it because it's like something I wouldn't think I would have. but I just do. So that's pretty neat. I always have it with the big ones. Then we got the 22-inch Foxy. This one was 16. That one's, I guess, more than 16. I don't really know. But this one's 22, and it's very soft. This was GameStop exclusive. I think I say in the video I ordered it on Black Friday, and yeah, this one is awesome. It's definitely a lot different. Like, his snout is like a lot shorter, and his head's more circular, and yeah, of course the ears flop down. Nothing really much to do about that. But yeah, it's pretty good. It's kind of like they made it so big that some of the proportions had problems, but overall, it's a really great plush, and it would be cool to just like put it in like a living room someday as, you know, decor. And then finally, we have the Christmas Freddy plush. I honestly really like this. I like the cuffs. I like how it had the belt design. I like the big hat, which does not have a secret ear under it. I just really like this. And so that story I was talking about earlier, I noticed how they had this and the mini ones at GameStop, and I was telling parents about it, and they were like, just get it as Christmas presents. And I was like, oh, okay. So I went back and I got them all. And so basically what I decided on is that the mini ones were going to be Christmas presents, and then I just paid for this one to have for the Christmas season, and I'm really glad I went with that, and I really like this one. It's a great one for the holidays. So yeah, that is all my FNAF plushie. Oh, should probably also do something about that. Okay, we're gonna do this quickly because you know how in FNAF 6 the room just keeps getting hotter and hotter? That's this room right now. I don't know why, but the temperature just keeps increasing and I'm getting lightheaded. And since all the FNAF Hex plushies I've already made videos on, you can watch them all. I'm gonna link all the previous reviews. Keep in mind, some of them I made when I was like 4 years old, so keep that in mind. But yeah, we'll just speed run through these. First up, we got the puppet. Yes, this is the first plush I got. This is because I believe the other Withereds were on their way, but I did want this. I just think it's really cool how accurate it is. I mean, I get it. It doesn't really fit in with Hex, but one thing I always liked about this was how accurate it is. And hey, you know what? This actually is the one Hex plush I did not make a video on. But yeah, the limbs are bendy and they're pretty reliable. Like, I feel like you can do like anything with this. So yeah, I'm not the biggest puppet fan, but I really like the face and I like the body. Like, it's all so accurate, and I just love accuracy and things. So yeah, Withered Freddy. I like this one a lot. The fuzzy texture is really nice. Obviously, Hex plushes are great because they can hold stuff, move limbs. I like the wires, like the tail. I like all that. It's pretty awesome. One thing I'll notice how he has like these kinds of teeth and how the classic Freddy has the sharp teeth. It's really interesting how a lot of FNAF merchandise, they always do like the FNAF 1 gang, like super stylized, maybe even some other characters. But then once they start getting into it, they get less and less stylized and more accurate. Isn't that interesting how that works? And then Withered Foxy. I really like this one. It's probably, if I'm being honest, it might be my least favorite just because I like the more like soft, big ones, and this one's more like malnourished. But it's still pretty cool. I like how the pirate... Oh, jeez, it's so hot. The eye patch covers the eye well. I really like how the hook is super well made, and I know that's an improvement from the previous one. All the wires, this one's great. Then Withered Bonnie, obviously, this one's great. I will say he's very wobbly, which I wish was better. And I swear, his feet are not at all like... They're not at all like that foot's longer, way longer than this one, and I still don't understand that. I don't know if other people have that problem, but yeah, I don't know. He's great. I love how, of course, when you take off the mask, now it's just Withered Bonnie. Next, we got Springtrap. This one's still like my favorite Hex plush, probably tied with Funtime Freddy. I really like how he's still super soft despite being all scraggly looking. As much as I think he should have a knife, I think the Cupcake's pretty cool. I really like the metal eyes. This one's great. Then we have the Bonbon Puppet. I got this because, oh right, I'm supposed to be telling stories. Puppet, I got this because my mom let me get it with the Shadow Bonnie hoodie, which she thought was cool, so That was awesome. These three were Christmas present that took really long to arrive, but you know how it is. I believe Springtrap was also a late Christmas present because heck shipping delays. And then I think so was Bonbon. Fun fact, I was actually going to get the Shadow Bonnie plush because my dad thought it was cool, but I didn't like how it looked, and I told him that. I didn't know he was going to try to get it for me. But yeah, so because I said that, I now have the Bonbon puppet. So that's pretty funny. I do like the Bonbon puppet a lot. So that's cool, and it's cool how it can just be a puppet or a plush. Then we got Funtime Freddy. This one's the best thing ever. I literally made a video about it like 5 days ago. So yeah, he's pretty cool. I love the Bonbon puppet. So that's pretty awesome. And hey, you know what? Why don't we do a little comparison? I'm burning to death, but hey, I didn't do this in the actual Hex video because I didn't want to get all the plushies down, but now I did like 3 days after uploading, so wow. Yeah, man, just look at that difference. But yeah, they're completely different styles, but still, it's kind of fun to look at the contrast. But yeah, Funtime Freddy and Springtrap are my favorites by far. Then Withered Bonnie, then, you know, the rest. Then we got Ballora, who I think is pretty cool. Again, not one, I got all the plushies for the video, and I probably would have passed on Ballora ordinarily. The legs are funny. Though the wires, they don't really, they might bend, but I keep being worried that I'm gonna mess it up somehow. So, yeah, but I still think it's pretty cool. And, okay, quick comparison. Wow. Isn't it funny how, like, this one has the more, like it's off-white, like Funtime Freddy's is, when this one's white. Meanwhile, the Funtime Freddy's white, while this one's off-white in that way. Whoa! Then we got Funtime Foxy. Another one, this is Funtime Freddy and Funtime Foxy were the ones I was always gonna get. He has such a, like, ha-ha expression to him, and I like that. So yeah, and the movable and removable tail is pretty awesome. Funtime Foxy. You're not Funtime Foxy. I don't know where Funtime Foxy is, guys. I'm so... I'm burning. Oh, there he is. Alright. I mean, they both got pretty neat tails. Give them that. So... yeah, alright. Then finally, the baby plush. Again, I just feel like Dawko and his team just like, were like, alright, we need to make this one like really good. And I think they succeeded. And that really shows like the difference between these two, just with like colors and all that stuff. So yeah, the sister location Hex plushes are great. Obviously, they're great. And a lot of these are great. Oh boy. That wraps up the collection, guys. Yes, this video may be immediately outdated, as those who watch my sister location Hex review probably know where it's going, and I think I'm going to need that Ennard plush. Well, I guess I don't need it. Previously on Nuclear Nachos. You killed all my friends as revenge? Kill? Oh, no. I would say reborn. Really? That's it? Hey, it took a while to get this together. I did the best with the time I got. Yeah, I'm not proud of it either. But still, I hope you enjoyed this plush overview. Let me know if you want to see more videos on my collection, like the action figures or the mystery minis, because I have plenty of those too. With that said, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye!